Hello everyone. Let us look at the definition where we read a string from the user and we will try to extract only those characters which are occurring from the string once. The ones which are occurring in duplicate will be extracted only once, which means that the final string that you generate will contain only one occurrence of a character from the original string. So let us see. Now I'm going to need a few variables here. The first thing is I'm going to need the length of the string. So we are using n to store the length of the string. I would need to create an empty string also, which will be my resultant string, which will contain only one occurrences of each character from the string stored in A. And we are going to use looping here. So I'm going to use the for loop. So I will need the counter. I will need to extract the current character for comparison. Uh, the current position of the character will be stored in I. So I'm going to need one more variable to store the position of the same character if it is occurring again. So these are the few variables I would need. Let us go ahead and try out. So I'm going to create my for loop. Okay, so as usual, we're going to go through all the characters within the string. So my for loop will start from 0 to n, indicating all the characters. Now, the first thing we are going to do is find out the character at the current position. So that is done. Now the current position is already known. The current position where we are doing the search is I. So I is already known. So what we will do is we're going to use a new method here, and that is the last index of. Okay, now what is the first index of? The index of. The index of is a method which will look for the first occurrence of that character from the beginning till the end. So from the start to the end. The last index of is a method which does the same thing but in reverse. So it actually searches for a character from the end to the start. And similar to the index of, the last index of will return -1 if the search failed. So how do you write in the last index of? L is small, I is capital, O is capital. Now what character am I searching for? I'm searching for the X character, the character that has been currently stored in X. Now, if the current position, ith position, and if you're making a search from the end, that position, if both the positions are same, then it means a single occurrence. So then I will append that character to str. Now, if the current position of the character X and the last index of position of the character X do not match, that means there are minimum two occurrences. So I should not append the current character. So that is the logic we will use here. So if the current position is same as the last index of the character X, then I would add in that character to the string. So take for example, say this is the string. Okay, so the first character is H. Now if I make a search, so current position is I. If I make a search for X from the last, I would still get the position 0, which is the current position, right? So X1 will be same as I. So in this situation, X, that is the character H, will be added to str. So str should become H. Now I, when it increments, becomes 1. So the current character is at index position 1, and a search for the same character from the end will also give 1, which means that there is only one occurrence. So add it to the str string. When it comes to L, the current position is 2, and the last index of position will return 3. because there is one more, which means that they are not same. That means there is multiple occurrence, so skip the appending of the character. So nothing happens. When it goes to the third character, the current position is 3 and a search from the last returns 3, which means that this time we should include L. And a search for O, current position is 4, and a search from the last character towards the first also returns 4, which means that the current and the last index of are same, so you add it to the output string. So all in all, what it does is only when the current position and the last index of are same will it be added to the string. So the last option would be to display the string str. You can take a dry run of this definition and find out how it is working. Okay, now I don't need two text boxes, so I'm going to take one of them off. Okay, so let me just type in. Okay, so now in this string, only the letter L will be excluded. Rest of the characters are all unique. So I'm getting the final string with the double L replaced by just a single L. So if I try to enter a string, it's a palindrome string. So Malayalam, you would get M only once. So the last M would be taken, the last A would be taken, the last L would be taken, and the last Y would be taken. So that should be the output YLAM. Go ahead and try this out, and in the next video, we'll take up similar such challenging definition.